Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Emily Tulloch. Today we have former Democratic nominee for State Representative, Mr. Josh Mason, who will be bringing us ideas on ways we can be philanthropic for the 2020 holidays. Josh, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. It's great to be back, Emily.
Great. So this time of the year, it's all about the spirit of giving back, of being selfless, helping those less fortunate, and being grateful for the small things in life like health, friends, and family. And since you are so active in the Cape community, from running for state representative, you're on the Dennis Affordable Housing Trust, you've done the Dennis Police Community Crisis Intervention Team, it's clear that you are very active and you have a lot of resources, a lot of places that you know about. So we thought it would be a great idea to bring you on today so that you can give us ideas on ways that we can give back this season. So before we get into how we can give back, what are some of the ways that you are giving back to the community this year?
Sure. Well, in the past, traditionally I've donated both time and money to different organizations, both on a micro sense locally and also on a more macro sense, whether that be a nationally accredited organization or something like a global effort, for instance, like UNICEF. However, this year, obviously it's a little bit more unique. It's a lot more pressing. Obviously, people are always in need. There are always causes that we should be focusing on and donating to. But underneath the guise of the pandemic this year, it's really put an additional strain on people in our communities and also some of the resources that typically we could rely on to sort of ameliorate some of those problems. So this year, what we've done is sort of on the heels of the campaign, we've sort of morphed our Elect Josh Mason into another organization called Josh Mason for Cape Codders. And what we've done is we're sort of spearheading an effort to compile a list of local organizations that are mutual aid based in our community to help those in need. And again, unlike traditional methods of charity, mutual aid is more of a solidarity-based support in which communities can unite against a common struggle rather than leaving individuals to fend for themselves. So the hope is that we are donating time and money to a greater cause for the betterment of the community, the protection to the community, and the sustainability of our community to make sure that all needs are met throughout. So what we've done, we've got some really, really terrific organizations that we've listed on our page. Which I will drop that address for you. And I won't enumerate everything that we have on there, but essentially it covers, food insecurity, housing aid, health aid, arts initiatives, and small business support. If you do want to take a look at that list, you can visit electjoshmason.com/CapeAid. And certainly there might be people who view it who there's an organization that's very near and dear to them that they want to see added to that. You can email us at email@electjoshmason.com and we will add that to the list.
How are ways that we as individuals can start to give back? Because, money can be especially tight for people this year, given the pandemic and people are losing their jobs and their housing and all of that. So what are some of the ways that we can give back other than just donating monetarily? And how can we personally figure out what individuals or organizations or charities to give back to?
That's a great question. Well, really depending on how hands-on you are comfortable with being with respect to the current COVID guidelines, there are certainly many efforts across the Cape that could use as much community support as people can possibly give this time. Obviously, local food pantries such as the Family Pantry of Cape Cod, Elder Services, Cape and Islands Veterans Outreach, the Salvation Army Soup Kitchen is another one. Perhaps many of the houses of worship, that offer food aid services. They're always looking for volunteers as well. Obviously, if finances are tight, which I know for a lot of people this year, they are especially tight, and you're looking for ways to give back outside of the aforementioned opportunities, I would certainly suggest maybe rummaging through old clothes that you don't wear anymore, or perhaps old furniture to donate. Those make wonderful gifts for people who can't necessarily afford to go out to a local business or a big box store and purchase something. Certainly if you're grocery shopping and you have the ability to double up on an item, or maybe you've got a coupon for like a buy one, get one free promotion, you could always take that extra item and then repurpose it or donate it to someone in need or to an organization in need. Certainly another way to give back without having to spend money is giving blood. That's another crucial need in our community, especially right now with our hospitals really sort of at the brink, overcapacitated. Giving blood is something that makes a huge difference, can be the solution to a life or death situation, and obviously benefit everyone's well-being, right? Ultimately, time is money, and whatever you can give will make a world of difference. It doesn't have to cost a cent.
So do you feel that it's particularly important now more than ever to practice giving this holiday season, whether it's through donations or volunteering your time, given that we have all experienced on a global level so much loss this year?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's always crucially important to give back to our communities and to organizations that work towards the betterment of humanity in general. I mean, whether we're under a pandemic or not, there are always needs out there. I can't underscore enough just how extraordinarily important it is right now. We're living through a horrific pandemic that has claimed the lives of over 300,000 Americans, certainly cost people jobs, homes, and livelihoods. And my heart certainly goes out to all of those affected this year. And I encourage everyone to not only wear a mask, but to also get vaccinated when it's available. And please support your local businesses in the community. Ask a friend if they need help with a project, run an errand for an elderly neighbor. Just drop messages of hope on social media even. It could be something as simple as that. And I think above all, what we need to do is just sort of recalibrate ourselves as even more than a community sense, but on a global scale, to just be more kind to one another.
Well, Josh, Mason, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for all of the wonderful ideas and the tips on how to be philanthropic for the holidays. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's always great to be here. Always love talking to Emily, and have a great holiday season. And to everyone out there, have a wonderful holiday and a happy new year. And 2021 is going to be fantastic.
We hope so. We certainly hope so. Thank you. And happy holidays to you as well.
Thank you.
For Gate Media News, I'm Emily Tellick.